Well, welcome back. It's been a bit of time since Laura and I have been here, but we're super glad to be getting back on our battlebabes bandwagon. Hope you are joining us again or joining us for the first time. How are you doing, Laura?
I'm good. And what do you mean getting back on the bandwagon? Aren't we driving the bandwagon?
Okay, now you're making me think too hard.
You're welcome.
But how are you doing? How are you doing?
Good. I got my final, the final form of my teeth.
Oh,
I
right.
am done with the dentist.
Yeah, that's
year.
awesome. That's awesome. So for anybody who's kind of wondered if they're just tuning into the show, Laura has some new dentures, and so she just got them all, and now they're nice and cozy.
Yeah, major dental surgery last May, had them completely pulled out, and then it's almost a year-long process of having the dentures fitted and the gums all no swelling and figuring out how everything fits.
Even though that you've had some lovely new shiny brights put in your mouth, how did your season go, or anything else big happen in the last year for you?
Not really. I didn't end up too badly for playoffs, but I got lost in the first round, so I didn't make it very far, which was okay because then I got to sit around and watch everybody else's matches.
Yeah, I won my first game and then lost my second, and then, or no, did I lose my first? I can't remember.
I think you did lose your first because you and I were supposed to play a fun game.
Yeah, and I ended at home with Kid.
Yeah, at home with the sick kid. And then we tried playing the next week. And
we did.
Something.
We did. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. We played the last week.
We played, and then there was finals. Yeah. End of the season. We're all done. We don't have anything left to do.
Yeah.
It was actually kind of weird because at the time of this recording, we're supposed to have Battletech today. And it was really
that's right.
weird.
Because we were talking, we did our recording back before the awards, and the guys asked us to wait and release it after the awards. Yeah, so it's been actually almost, it would have been 2 weeks ago we had our award ceremony today. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was fun. Had dinner, probably about, I don't know, a third of the league went out for dinner. Last minute final decisions where we were going, but hopefully next year we can make it a little bit more formal, but
we'll be a little bit more organized.
Yeah. Maybe I'll actually be able to keep track on a calendar to get stuff done. But this year we decided to do something a little bit different with our interviews, because I think we only interviewed one or two. I don't remember. Not everybody last year, and they weren't as free-flowing and as interesting as this year was, because these interviews we ended up having to decide to put them out in 4 separate episodes.
Well, trying a different format, because we did miss most of the year for this year for interviews. I think we only had a couple early season.
Yeah, I don't even think I did that. I think I got them interviewed. I don't think I ever actually did the audio, so that was my bad. But hopefully now you and I are getting back on track with this, and we'll be able to stay on track with all the Battle Babe stuff and get back to our book talks and everything.
Yeah, get back into the flow of it now that it's off season.
So saying that, this interview for today's episode is with our Division D winner, and I really hope you guys stick around and let us know what you think of it. Make sure to ask questions and even check out some of our other stuff. So stay tuned and join us for our talk with John. Now we're here with our winner of the D Division for the Calgary Battletech League. Welcome, John. How are you doing?
I have been summoned. I'm doing really good, thank you.
That's good. So we are super excited to be able to have you here and to talk about your game and just your kind of life with Battletech and all that good things. So can you just tell us a bit about your lance like name and stuff like that?
Well, the name comes, I got inspired by the band Disturbed and their song The Vengeful Ones, and I figured, well, Crusader Clan, and as I'm predominantly anti-clan, I said, yeah, they're going to be a surviving Wolverine fact, and they were coming back to basically get some payback, and, well, that didn't exactly work out for me, with the dice not liking me until the last 2 games.
Well, hey, it could be worse. They could have never liked you.
I was actually expecting that. No, I just, in helping with the playtesting for setting up the clan factions, I just tried to go with the most, I guess you could say, upfront, in-your-face damage values I could. Yes, that meant I built a cheese-eating 8-pulse laser carrying lance, but yeah, it did proof that the dice gods are fickle, and it was like, oh, hubris, we're going to get you.
Well, and it's got to get you at some point in time. I don't know. I think dice, like, that's one of the biggest parts of the game, right? So sometimes those dice just are not nice.
Well, so the adage that I used to say is, any idiot come in with clan tech. Well, apparently I'm the only idiot who can't through the regular season, but it was fun. It's League is my chance to just blow off steam. It's what I call my bullshit hours. So it's just a chance for me to come and hang out. And I honestly I lost my competitive streak a long time ago. So it's just, I want to have fun.
Well, ask Laura. I definitely haven't lost my competitive streak.
Although I seem to remember, I think my only win was against the Blitzkrieg Jezebels and their Imperial Gauss rifles.
Oh, yes, Imperial Gauss rifles. And
So I can blame you for my perfect 0-10 season. There we go.
Sure. I'll take that.
Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna say? So you got so you went with clan, and you went with the Crusader clan. What? Why did you go with the Crusader clan instead of one of the other ones?
Primarily because of Mechlist. The Direwolf Alpha, out of the box, it is, in my opinion, it is my belief there, I can't be sued for this, it's one of the most versatile Omni-Mechs. Yeah, it's got a huge battle value. Yeah, I soaked a good chunk of my BV of my Lance into that. But it is the most versatile of the Omni-Mechs. I mean, it's good for single play, it's good for campaign play, because it's got an ungodly amount of ammunition in it. And it's just, it is to me, the Direwolf Alpha is the epitome of the clan mech. It is the best of the best. The Timberwolf purists are probably going right now, but it was the best. And I just kind of built the Lance around that for accuracy and just in your face, basic building.
Well, you obviously won with it. It was a good Lance. How do you feel about winning?
People tell me to enjoy it. I'm not used to it, honestly. I'm starting to feel it. It is good to take a division. I mean, I do feel good about it. It's just, it's never really happened, so I don't know how to really feel. I'm like, yay, I won. Yay, I got the division. I mean, I played against some amazing people. Todd was just a blast to play against. 2 of the old veterans from the original league going up against each other, and the scales are balanced again. He won 1, I won 1. Now I guess we have to have our final battle to see who takes the top spot.
That would be interesting to see. Just the stats, right? To be able to say, oh yeah, this person normally wins. And it's like with Lee and I. Yes, he has beat me once in playoffs, but I still have the record of more wins over him.
That's because he's smart.
I've only played him once.
And?
Lost.
Oh, okay, well.
It was first year.
Oh, okay, well, I get it. That's fair then. So looking at your game, you were saying, like, yeah, you're excited, but it's just like you still haven't absorbed it yet, I guess. Can you kind of tell us a little bit about your game? Like, I know it was a 4-2 win for you, but what were some of the highlights? And
it was we played on Lunar Bullshit, which, you're welcome, I paid for the name change. That's a very cool map. I mean, I've got 2 of them in neoprene myself just because I love it, so it'd be very interesting to play that map with full environmental conditions and gravity conditions. I was able to set up a firing line, very British in my tactics, set up the firing line and try and get the best angle that I can. Todd did the same thing, and we just exchanged fire. I think one of the memorable moments was when I got a second tap to the head of his night sky, and then his departing shots, I just kind of said, yeah, here we go, headshot, and yeah, Direwolf takes a Gauss rifle to the face, so turning him into Baloney Miss Cloud number 1. And yeah, it was back and forth the entire game. It was a fun game. It was a hoot. Just the fact that both Todd and I could just laugh at how things were going back and forth. And I mean, Todd's a great player. He is a very thorough player. Like I said, we both had to basically shut up when it came to calling hits on ourselves so we don't die. But all in all, it was a great game, and the dice gods favored me and let me take the wins. So I'll take it. I'll take it.
So it sounds like you've got the memorable from the game. What about highlights from the entire year? The whole season?
My match versus the Neon Betons, where I basically stuck myself up on the spires and was too chicken to jump off, unlike, my opponent was Warhawk. Just the chance I got to play a whole bunch of different people that I haven't really gotten to play. I had a couple of double ups from last season, but playing a bunch of different people, so a lot of new players to the league. I just done a bunch of different maps too. I mean, I'm liking the map selections. It's great. I learned a few things from my opponents too, like what tactics would work, what tactics didn't work. There were a couple of times, I think in my match versus Galen, he really did not expect me to charge my dire wolf at his Atlas, and he kind of sat there stunned for a couple of minutes. But yeah, all in all, it was a really, I think the season unto itself it was a nice season. Not a lot of drama, and just it was a good season all in all for myself and for the league as a whole.
I definitely agree with that. I think this year kind of, I don't know, it felt a little bit more like a cohesive group. No, it just, with the extra add-ons and stuff, it was just nice to be able to add to everybody and just open it up a little bit more. I don't know, it just felt a little bit, I don't know, even more relaxed in some ways this year than in previous years.
Yeah, there was, I also not, now this might just be me, but again, the previous 2 seasons, there was a lot of like uber competitiveness, and it was just, everybody seemed a lot more laid back this year, which is what the league needs, a chance for us to get together and just, throw dice, have fun, laugh at each other, and, just have a chance to be social.
Well, yeah, we definitely do a lot of laughing at each other.
Yeah.
I am surprised I made as many PSRs this season as I did, and the one thing I learned from the season in using clans is lower arm actuators. They are important. I will never take a mech with flip arms again.
Do you have a memorable experience with that this year?
Oh, what was it? I think it was my Lancelot. I had gyro hit, and with all the other penalties, I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna pull a SpongeBob. And I got up at a run and full movement of 9 for the run, so I just kind of flip-flopped around like a dying fish on the deck, and I think I actually did find the big sharp rock for a self-kill, but I mean, just the and thud, and thud, and thud. I made seatbelt checks, so my pilot wasn't turned into mush, but yeah, I just basically broke my mech on its own.
That's the worst, when you kill yourself. It's like, oh man.
I still think self-kill shouldn't count. It should be a point for the team that gets the self-kill, but that's just, style points.
I'm like, I don't know how that would work, but
self-kills are like pit and partial of the game, though.
Well, yeah, it's true, right? Like, I'm trying to think. It's like playing any sport. Like, I think curling, and I've done it where I've knocked out my own shot rock and left them shot before, right? Like, it's kind of part of what happened. Talking about some of those things that you really enjoyed about this year, what is one thing? Sorry, let's actually ask you this question. Are you planning on coming back next year, John?
Hell yeah. Of course I'm going to come back. I got to try and get a seaside champion. I'm going to slowly climb the ladder. No work, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, bam, I'm going to take it all. Yeah, sure. If you believe that, I got a bridge to sell.
Yeah, well, okay, yeah, true. So you're coming back. So what's one thing like that you're looking forward to, or like just something about next year?
I don't know. I'm gonna wait and just being able to come back and have my every second week blow off of steam. My littles are probably going to be a fixture this year, upcoming season, just to come and have an extra day with Daddy. Jeff is the last few games I brought Jeff, and he really likes hanging out with everybody. He's got a big grin on his face right now with a big knot. But yeah, probably just bring the kids so they can just hang out and have an extra day with Daddy and be a fixture of the league. Jeff is learning Battletech, and yes, he has head capped his old man 3 times. So I'm hoping he does that to Lee whenever they get together to play, because I'm gonna have Lee teach him LRMs, because I'm a direct fire guy. And yeah, I wait and see what improvements are done in the league packet, and I know that's a major thing that the guys have to work on, getting additional improvements or skill changes. Being part of that process for one season, a lot of work goes behind the scenes, and it's worth it. So big shout out to the guys that do all that stuff.
Definitely.
So besides Battletech, what else are you interested in hobby-wise outside of the community?
Honestly, now that I'm doing the 9 to 5 gig Monday to Friday, and I got my kids on the weekend, Battletech's really my only thing. I mean, yeah, I read occasionally. I've got my shows that I watch, but just being house staff to do a Fuzzy Overlord count as a hobby? I don't know. Pokey, I'm sure, would say that's... Yeah, no, Battletech's really my only vice. When I was younger, it was all the games, but yeah, no, Battletech's really the only hobby I have. But yeah, no, it's just, unfortunately, the life does not permit a lot of extra hobbies. It's just Battletech's my only little release.
Well, and that's fair. Each person like has their own, and if Battletech's your thing, Battletech's your thing. Either way, it's fine.
I mean, there's a few other old games I'd love to get back into. I mean, second edition D&D, Ailey, hint, hint. But it's a matter of, again, we've got that thing called time that we never have enough of. You take what you can get, and you get your enjoyment where you can.
Yeah, you don't want to run those years past with the kids real fast, because in 10 years you'll be wanting it back. So enjoy it while you can.
Oh yeah, definitely.
In 10 years you can get them to join League, and then that's what the time you spend with them.
Yeah, well, definitely Jeff. Not too sure about Sylvia, and I'm not too sure about Haley. They'll probably just come and do the Switch thing. But yeah, once Jeff gets a little bit older, then yeah, I can see him joining League and being a second generation player.
Might as well. And the funny thing is, if one of Cam's friends have a choice, Cameron will be a second generation player, but we'll wait and see on that.
Oh, that'd be cool. I think that's the AAA team. That's what we call it. The AAA team.
Thank you, John, for joining us and giving us some insight into your Lance and the enjoyment of the game this season.
Oh, thanks for having me. And as always, YouTube people, smack the like button, subscribe. We could get lots and lots of more viewers on the channel. It'd be great. Let's pump those numbers up, even if I've been shadow banned by YouTube for some reason. And yeah, thanks for the Battle Babes for having me. It's been great.
Oh, God, John. Thanks, John, and we'll talk to you soon.
Well, that was a fantastic interview. Thank you, John, for joining us. And everybody else, stay tuned for our next episode with our Division C champion, Scott.
Yeah, definitely. Thank John for joining us. Also, I know we've been talking about the book talks. We want to make sure that gets in there too sometime. Hopefully we'll get that out around a week after our Division A interview. So maybe 2 weeks from this airing, something like that. Yeah, thanks everybody for joining us.
And stay tuned for our next episode.
Like, subscribe, and
ring the bell.
Ding, ding, ding. Bye, guys.